Hey guy, welcome back to episode 420 of Saturday Night Live. I would stop watching, but my hand got stuck. This is all the time. Dude, hey, you can't do that. That's somebody's intro already.
No, man. I really when did I say that? Maybe I said it was past life or something? No, Joe,
What's up, Greg? Today we're going to be watching a Troom original. Dude! Man, I thought we talked about this. What? Dude, you can't use that. You have to try something original. You know, that's probably why your dad left you.
What does that have to do
with
because
you can't come up with any original YouTube intros. I don't think he even likes milk. Yeah, something to think about, isn't it? Hello boyos and welcome to my channel. My name is Aaron, and like everyone else on this website, I love a good bad TV show. Some people love to take a big old stinky on bad TV. We got YouTube commentators, critics, stay-at-home moms, and I think we do this because we all have a different definition of what bad TV is. TheSmartSet.com says, in short, bad TV is good TV hollowed out and shamelessly exploited for its aura, a term that cultural theorist Walter Benjamin used to critique the commodified reverence that art has for a naive public. Damn, get dunked on, naive public. I like to think bad TV is what you put on when you sit down to eat something, but the sound of you chewing is louder than what you put on the TV, but you don't really care, so then you put on the tried and true, everyone, Netflix.
I don't own this content, so don't sue me. Netflix, don't sue me. Don't sue me. Just letting you guys know, I don't own any of this content, so don't sue me. And Netflix was not being very pro-gamer, so some of these screenshots look like actual booty cheek. So please, bear with me.
Netflix originals have been a hot topic since 2013 with the release of House of Cards. And now, with almost 2,000 shows, most being self-produced, yeah, some of them suck. I understand it takes a solid group of writers, crew members, actors to make a really great TV show, but when Netflix is involved, it just gets a little Sometimes that's because producers don't want to put in the extra effort, and then we get stuff like Too Hot to Handle, Rhythm and Flow, that. And there's nothing wrong with liking shows like this, and if I'm being honest, I kinda like all of them. I think we can all agree a bad TV show that is so bad that you actually enjoy watching it is no longer bad TV. It's kind of in a category of its own, and that's what I want to talk about today. Before we get into the thick of it, I do want to let you know I want to do shows that are kind of flying under the radar, and I'm only going to be reviewing Netflix originals because why not? With that said, I have found three of the best shows on Netflix that I personally think are the best in bad TV. Oh. Remember Silent Library? The show that made people do stuff like this? No. What about Fear Factor, hosted by Joe Rogan, the show that got sued after making somebody vomit after airing an episode called Rat Stew? Yeah, let that settle in.
What kind of a sick, twisted, demented TV show would make their contestants do that?
No. Well, you don't have to. Armed with the silliness of Silent Library and the roast that each player gets before the episode from Fear Factor, you get Flinch. I got you. Flinch is a show where 8 contestants are put through a series of challenges with only one rule in mind.
Do not flinch.
Every time they flinch, they get a punishment, and the host they represent gets a point. Before each round, the host will draw a spoon with one of the players' faces on it, and whoever face is on the spoon will represent them for the round. Oh, it's a spoon? I only brought a spatula. After 3 rounds, the host with the most amount of points will have to endure a flinch challenge of their own. Seems simple, right? Newsflash, there's no prize. There is no money. There is no anything. You simply get your name put in the Flinch Hall of Fame on a Netflix show. Now match that with the shit they make these people do. Something really satisfying about shows like this are you have these like huge beefcakes of men, you know, these just they think they're invincible. One man is scared of God himself and that's it. And then they end up doing like the worst and he and he is just one of the many characters on this show. We have this guy, he's scared of pigeons. We have this guy who is scared of marriage. We have this chick who is scared of chickens. This one's extra funny because they are in a barn surrounded by chickens. Why did she sign up for this? Only complaints that I really have is struggled a little bit to find its footing in the beginning, but eventually got there. Some of it seems repetitive towards the end, but that's easily forgiven. The whole, you know, force people to do weird stuff formula, it's pretty hard to get right. And armed with the host having to endure a flinch challenge of their own, mixed with a bunch of nutcases who can joke alongside with them, it makes for some pretty good bad TV. I'm gonna give this 7 spoons. That's that. Are you in search of the best Airbnb that you can split between 8 strangers? Well, you're in luck because Instant Hotel has got you covered. A handful of couples stay at each other's Airbnbs, and after one night, they rate their experience based on 4 key categories. We're talking house. We're talking locations, including attractions. We're talking night sleep. We're talking value for money. Don't worry, they will never let you forget what those 4 key categories are. Don't you forget what it is. Along with the guest, there is a world-renowned hotel designer, and no, it's not Leroy. For an expert's point of view, whoever gets the highest overall score wins. Very simple. For season 1, the winner gets a trip to California with a luxury Airbnb that is rumored to be home of a famous star. But they never elaborate on that, so we never know who it is, but we know they're famous. For the second one, we only get half a season, but they do end up getting a grand prize of 100 racks. Yes, $100,000 for a hotel that you actually get more exposure on because you're on Netflix, which makes you more money after you got the 100 that science. It is a lot more condensed, but hey, at least we got this guy. Watching and rewatching this show, there are just so many quotable moments and weird things to happen. This is one of those shows that you have to watch with your parents because parents love nothing more than to judge other people. And oh boy, so many things to judge, so many things happen. This is Babe and Bondi, and yes, her name is Babe, and yes, her name is Bondi. They are one of a kind. My God. Leroy and the other one will never let you forget that he is indeed an interior designer and that the devil is in the details. Get out of here, devil. bastard. Lastly, probably the most infamous couple to ever come out of Australia, we have rock star Gene and his wife Sharon. And they are just so strange. As a couple, separately, there's a whole thing. This is a spoilers warning. Skip to wherever I put on the screen if you don't want to hear this stuff. But, you know, no hate to Gene or Sharon or anyone who lives like this. Live la vida loca. I don't really care. But they don't have any bathroom doors. I think that's a little weird. I don't know who thought that was smart. Who needs them? They have this club section, their own private dance club with a pole. The pole is included. And then this mom starts dancing on it. That was a lot. They also have a see-through staircase. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. All the instant hotels have like the little book that has, you know, the rules, the cleaning fees, the prices, all that kind of stuff. And in Gene and Sharon's, they just went, clothes? Yeah, sure, if you want. I don't care. You don't need them. And it's not super weird, but it's the way they say it that's like, okay. Cool. One thing that's super annoying about this show is they will be like, oh my God, this is the perfect location. Everything was perfect. I slept like a baby in the night. I had absolutely no problems. Your home is a getaway from life. I felt like an angel. 8. What do you have to do? Just be like, oh, just kidding, 8. Oh, that's a 7. Oh, you wanted a 10? You wanted to, oh, sorry. No. A spoiler warning to give you an idea of how the show operates. In total, there are 5 10 out of 10s given in the entire series, where I'm talking judges, I'm talking the guest, I'm talking anyone watching the show. These are long episodes and they do a lot of high scores and there's not a lot of like terrible places. 5. I just think that's bonkers because they'll talk about how it's amazing, the perfect place. Out of the 48,000 shows about houses and people staying in them, this one I think has a unique personality and charm, and honestly these people are so fun to talk about and with, makes for some perfect bad TV. I'm gonna have to give this show 8 little devils in the details. Oh guys, I think Gene and Gaten are about to collide. Oh my God. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but a prank a day keeps your friends away. And that takes us into our next and final show, Prank Encounters. Hosted by this boy from Stranger Things. Ironically, this show is about 2 strangers who get pranked. The reason for this is to see if both strangers will step up in situations like, I don't know, virus outbreak, crazy doctors, angry aliens, you know, your normal day-to-day issues. A key element to the show is when both strangers collide. The problem with all prank shows like this is that they all seem fake. The only reason I think any of them work at all are writers that have no soul and a perfect face that fits the show. I gotta be honest, I didn't know who Gaten Maserati was before watching this other than Stranger Things, so I was just kind of roasting him most of the time. And then after doing a little bit of research on him, he's incredibly talented as an actor, as a singer. He's in a band. Overall, he's just very lovable and really mature for a 16-year-old. So to any of the Gaten stans, this is my formal request to join the cookout. I don't know, his face after these pranks is just a little menacing? Devious, if you will?
We're insane.
The show did receive a little bit of backlash before it released because the people who were being pranked were people looking for one-day jobs. But, per my research, they were doing extensive interviews. They focused very carefully on who was being casted. Mental health was taken into consideration, from what I'm hearing, to make sure everyone was safe and paid. So, I don't know. Executive producer and professional pranker Kevin Harley, who you may know from these shows, stated everyone had fun and was compensated. The only source that I could find that from was from ill.com, so I'm going to be taking that with a grain of salt. Show-wise, these pranks are elaborate. They are on a different level. The endless pockets of Netflix decided to give these producers opportunities that I don't think any other prank show has ever had before. And that is still while trying to prank 2 people at the same time, hiding countless crew members, and while having actors that have to adapt in any possible situation. It's impressive to say the least. And speaking of actors, they had to have hired the best people on the market. These people are incredibly talented, can adapt in almost any situation, and they are all insanely malleable to where I believe whatever they say they're being in every episode, knowing they were something else the week before. If you're thinking about getting into this one, I actually don't recommend watching the first episode of the first season, and neither does Gayton. I started watching the show with These Walls Can't Talk, but another great one to start it off with would be Split Party. In my humble opinion, they show the mechanics of the show in the most consistent way, and they are the most enjoyable from my personal watching experience of trying to watch some trash TV. The show, of course, still has its quirks being a prank show, and I don't want to see people who are just doing one-day jobs get pranked. That's just me. But it does still make for some really good bad content to watch when there's nothing else to watch at all. So personally, I'm gonna give it 8 strange things, because I refuse to give it 10. So that's my list nobody asked for. If you made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for watching. I think I love you. And if you watch any of the shows that I recommended, let me know in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you gonna eat that? And please be sure to like and subscribe so that we can reach our goal of 13 Netflix originals. And that's it. Bye.